What up guys, it's your boy the Broken Wolf, and today I'm doing some tips and tricks that you can use on the S20 Ultra. First of all, we've got the swipe down toggles, right? So you can swipe down on the top, but then you have to swipe down twice just to get to the brightness slider, right? And it's a big phone, so if you're holding it here, you have to you can't reach. If you got small hands like me, then you gotta adjust the phone in your hand, which increases the chance of you dropping the phone. So what you can do is, you see, once you've slide it down twice, you can go to these three dots here, and then what you can do is click on quick panel layout and then show brightness on top, then choose done. And from now on, right, once you slide down, once you slide down, now the brightness slider is on the top, so that makes it more convenient for the phone, because it's such a huge phone. Another thing you can do is, instead of sliding down from the top, because you have to reach to the top and then slide down, what you can do is you can pinch the screen, pinch the screen, go to home screen settings, and then what you do is swipe down for notification panel, and then once you're done, go to your home screen, and from now on, once you've made that change, you just have to swipe down here, anywhere in the screen basically, and then the slider comes down, so you don't have to reach all the way to the top. Another way you can do it is you can just press down, and then just go to the home screen, and then again swipe down for notification panel, which just makes life a lot easier given the size of the phone, 6.9 inches. So remember, either pinch or just hold down. Okay, just gonna move on now. Okay, next up is dark mode, which is it's very easy. You just swipe down and you can select it right there, and what this does is it turns most of your applications to a black background, and yeah, and in turn it saves your battery life. So you can either do it from the top, right, or you can go to settings, which is longer, and then go to display, and then right here you can go from light to dark, and it's pretty much up to you. So, and also you've got the blue light filter, which which is apparently good for your eyes. I don't know, I mean, you have to look that up, but apparently it avoids eye strain and helps you sleep better. So keep that in mind, but also look up the the research on that. I don't know if it's legit. Okay, moving on. Okay, so now obviously there's some people who still might not want this punch out, given that it's still there, and I mean, it's better than last year's implementation. But if you don't like the punch out, this is how you remove it. So what you would do is you would go to settings, you go to display, and then down to full screen app, and then there's this three dots up here, advanced settings, and then where it says hide camera cutout, you'd switch that on, and if you look at the screen, you can see that the punch out is no longer there. Well, I mean, they use some kind of software to get rid of it. So I mean, that's only if you don't like it. I mean, it might help you with when you're watching your films, videos on YouTube, or whatever you're doing. It's just nice to know that you can do that. Let me turn back to light mode, because I'm not liking this. Okay, next up is the one hand mode. Right, so what you would do is you'd scroll down, go to settings, and then you would make your way down to advanced features, right, and then you would go to one hand mode. Now I've already got it set up, so you'd go in and you'd swipe that to the side, and then all you do is you choose the kind of gesture you want to use. So either you use the swipe down, which is like a small swipe down, or you can use the button. So I'll just demonstrate both of them. So if you use the gesture, right, what you do is just hold right next to the home button, It doesn't work all the time, but yeah, see that? It goes down, and then if you're this is if you're left-handed, and then you can move it to the right side, which is good for right-handed people. And if you want to get out of the one-hand mode, you just tap on any of the dark areas, and then you're back to full screen mode. Now let me show you the other one. One hand mode, one hand gesture. Now the button I think is a lot easier, because all you got to do is double tap, and then you can move screen around, and also you can adjust the size of this virtual screen, which is awesome. And obviously it makes life easier because, you know, now the screen is smaller and you don't really need to stretch your arms or adjust, go up and down and then drop the phone and God knows what else that can happen. Also, get yourself a case, because this is a beast of a phone and you do not want a dent or damage or smash the screen, whatever kind of calamities that comes upon a phone. You don't want that, man. Not with this beast. Okay, moving on. Okay, so now if you want to take a screenshot, right, there's two ways you can do it. One is you gotta find your volume down button and your home button, and all you gotta do is lightly press down on them together at once, simultaneously. So if I've got them right there and then press down, and then that's one screenshot. Let me do it again right here. Oh damn. Right, and then also it's got the OG method where you can just do a palm swipe. Let me do it again. Come on. One more time. There we go. Okay, moving on to the next step. Okay, now if you wanna, say for example, you wanna hide some of your apps, right? Maybe like your gallery, your camera, or I don't know, Facebook or something, right? Or Instagram. What you would do, there's two ways to do it, right? So what you would do is you can pinch the screen, go to home screen settings, scroll down to hide apps. Oh damn, not that. Hide apps, and then you just click what you want to hide. So you can hide Chrome, hide your camera, and then along with that you can hide your gallery, which is already chosen here. So, and then all you do is click done, and then if you go to your home screen and you start to look for your camera, right, or your gallery, you can't see it. So once if you have to hand your phone over to someone that you don't trust, or maybe someone that's, you know, always looking to find stuff about you, and that's one way to avoid it. Okay, so the other way is obviously you go to settings and you go down to, where is it, you go to display, no wait, to display, and then to home screen, just go down to the end, and then you just go to hide app again. I'm just gonna unselect them because I don't really need to hide those, and then you're back to your home screen. Okay, the next tip is if you want to create a folder, it's really simple. All you gotta do is you get the app you want to put in a folder along with another app. Let's say get the Galaxy Store, and you just drop it on top, and then it just becomes a folder. Pretty simple, right? And then if you want to undo it, remove from home, and then it just goes back to where it was. Yeah, real simple. Okay, the next tip is, well, basically what you have to know is that when you get the phone out of the box, the power button, which we all know and love, is actually the Bixby button. So even if you're holding on, what happens is Bixby comes on. Now,
nice to hear from you, Ababa. Hope all's well.
Yeah, that's my first name. What the hell is my parents thinking? Anyway, what you would do is you would go down to advanced features, and then you go to the side key, and right here you can change. So you see it's already on Wake Bixby, so you just go to the power off menu, and then that's it. And also what you can do here is you can we all know about the double pressing the power button. So if you double press it right now, it's going to open up Bixby, but you can adjust it to open up another app. So it could be Netflix or whatever you want, right? Just pick Netflix, and let's get out. So now if I hold the power button, it's now the actual the actual power button where you can power off or restart or do whatever, and double tap, and then it opens up Netflix. So yeah, okay, let's move on to the next tip. Okay, now to switch between 120 hertz refresh rate and 60 hertz refresh rate, this is what you do. Scroll down, go to your settings, and then you just go to display, and right here where it says motion smoothness, and it's already at 60 hertz refresh rate, which is gonna give you a longer battery life like it says under here. And if you want more animation and smoother scrolling, and it displays it, kind of shows you what it would feel like if you were to use 120 hertz refresh rate. You just click that and you just apply it. But also bear in mind that with 120 hertz refresh rate, it's gonna it will run the battery down a lot more than with the 60 hertz refresh rate, so just bear that in mind. Okay, and one more thing. Oh yeah, and the one more thing was that when you have it at 120 hertz refresh rate, you cannot have the screen resolution at WQHD plus, because once you try and apply it, it will just tell you high refresh rate isn't supported on that option, so your screen will change back to 60 hertz refresh rate. So just bear that in mind. Okay, so moving on. Alright, next up, if you want to use split screen and use two applications together, what you would do is you toggle through your applications and find the two that you want to use together. And say for instance you want to use Gmail and YouTube, you would go up to the logo, hold down, and once the menu pops up, you'd go to open in split screen view, and then next up you just click the second application you want to use, and that's it. You can watch your video and scroll through your email at the same time. Okay, so next up, if you want to switch your navigation, which is the stuff down at the chin of the phone, you would go to the settings, you'd go to display all the way down to navigation bar, and here you can choose between full screen gestures or navigation buttons, and also you can change the order of the buttons. So my one's currently this one, I can switch it to that one, and then it would change. Put the back button here or move the back button there, or you can use this one, which which you have to turn off the one-handed mode for. What happened there? Okay, display, navigation bar. Okay, so yeah, that's it. That's all you have to do. And then and if you wanna, so if you're in an app and now let's say you were on your email and you went to an email, you got the back button there, but you could do this and then you could just go back, or you can swipe on the side, get out. If you're on the Google Play Store and you want to move back, you can use that back button on the top, or you can use the gestures, which are simple. You just drag. Yeah, so it's just like that. But yeah, I prefer to use the gesture buttons. It's easier for me personally. But yeah, that's another tip. Okay, next up, some people want to see the percentage of the battery, and the phone comes by default without showing the percentage of the battery. So all you would do is you'd scroll down. Why do I keep doing that when I change the setting to this, right? Anyway, yeah, you'd go down to the three dots, status bar, and you'd switch on show battery percentage, and there you have it. Moving on. Okay, next up, this phone has a 108 megapixel camera, and you have to switch to the mode to take pictures with 108 megapixels. So what you would do is you would go to camera, and on the top where it says 9x6, click that, and there you have your option for 108 megapixel camera option. And yeah, that's what you would do to switch to that mode. Another thing that I want to show you is when it comes to using the camera, right? Let me switch to the front camera. Is that obviously the phone is big, and the phone is big, right? So obviously when you see a picture, you have to stretch down to press the button. So what you can do is you can double tap. Oh wait, I think you can double tap, and then you can move the button to wherever you need it to be. So when you find your perfect shot, right, you just press the button, and there you have it, which is pretty awesome. So once again, right, go to camera, you can switch to your 108 megapixel, and to get rid of it, you just drag it to its original position. And if you want to bring it out again, double tap, and then you bring it out, which is pretty cool. Moving on.